God is listening to you. God knows your heart. God knows your pain. He knows every hardship that you've gone through and every hardship that you will go through. A lot of us confuse these trials and tribulations that we've put ourselves through as problems with our own personal lives, but that's simply not true. A lot of times we look at it as problems, as issues, when in actual fact, these are tests that God put us through to get us to be better, to make us grow stronger. Just like how we are when we go to the gym, our muscles have to be put to failure in order to grow bigger and stronger. And that comes with strength and training and rest. And just like how when we squeeze an olive, oil comes out. When we squeeze grapes, wine comes out. And diamonds are formed under pressure. When we are put under pressure, that's how we get strong. And only in these times of suffering and pain can we see growth in our own life. If there were no hardships, there would be no enjoyment in the easy times at all. That's why when they say hard times make tough men, I think a lot of oftentimes we forget that we want the reward. We want the reward so quickly, and after we forget all of this, our breakthrough is right around the corner. We want benefits in our health, we want breakthroughs in our success, in our relationships, with our family, with our academics, with our career. Oftentimes our breakthroughs are right around the corner. But because we're so fixated on, I want things to get done right now, I want to get it done right now, I want it all right now, we lose track of all the things that we want and we refuse. We push back God's will and say, God, I want you to follow me. But in actual fact, He said, oh, wait a day, wait a week, and everything that you've ever wanted will come into fruition, but you just had to wait. You just had to have faith, and that's why we call it faith. A leap of faith. I really think it's such a sad moment because God has so many things for us, and He just wants us to have the strength to trust in Him and the strength to endure in every hardship that's put in front of us. So my prayer for you today is not to ask for a calm sea or ask for an easy life, but instead to ask for the strength to endure the hard ones so that no weapon that comes against us will ever prosper and that every stronghold that is holding us will break. That's what we want. We want the strength. We don't want an easy life. There's nothing that comes out of an easy life. We just get lazy. We just get depressed and we doom scroll all the time when in actual fact we want a hard, meaningful, fruitful life. That's why they call it the fruits of the Spirit, where we have love, joy, and peace. And when only we go through these hardships, when we put on the full armor of God, we can see these fruits come to life. And that's why they call it sowing and harvesting the fruits. Honestly, we have to be open to suffering, and that's my prayer. And that's why we all have been praying for these things. Oh God, I've been going through these problems and I need these breakthroughs. But just like how John, he was in the pot of oil and he took no pain. He had no injuries at all. And it's the whole point. It's through these problems that God gives you the strength to say no. None of these problems will ever affect you and you will only come out stronger. Everyone saw him, and that was the glory of God. They saw in suffering that John displayed the glory of God. They rejoice because you're in the middle of what you've been praying for. So have a little bit of faith. All it takes is a mustard seed.